Okay, it was the week before Christmas, and all through the house was a very worried person about to start Zoe. Well, why do it now, Sarah? I hear you ask. Well, there's a reason or two. Basically, why not? I'm a bloody idiot. I am just desperate to change my health, and I'm going to give you a little bit of context. So hang on. I am 57. I took early retirement a year ago. I was a teacher. I'm extremely fatigued and I just don't seem to have recovered at all. And I've tried various things over the year. I have tried lots of different things for my own health, more exercise, reading self-help books, seeing a personal trainer, doing all sorts of things. But my energy levels are just rock bottom and my weight is going up. So I have been to the doctors throughout the year and had various blood tests. My thyroid isn't behaving itself. I've had a label of chronic fatigue syndrome, but that just seems such a broad umbrella for so many things that I just don't know what to do with that, quite frankly. Anyway, for a few months I've been seeing my lovely acupuncture clinician, and she has always given me the best advice over the years, and she is a huge advocate for Zoe. So I've listened to her, and I have also done quite a lot of reading and heard too that Zoe has done a lot for people with long COVID, actually. And I did have COVID a year ago, but I don't think it's connected. But I've heard that it has helped improve people's energy levels. I'm not a stranger to sort of really getting into the whole nutrition thing, although my body doesn't look like that's the case at all. But I am interested to understand how glucose affects the body and all sorts of things, and just see what I can do to personally help myself. So I'm about to begin this journey, and I'm going to vlog it along the way, just in case it helps anybody else out there. Some of you might be watching this trying to work out what is the best program for you, and you're just a little bit interested in Zoe, along with a few other things. So my priority for doing Zoe is I want to find some energy, I want to lose weight, and I just want to improve my health. Your priorities may be different. You might have a different focus. Weight loss might be, your ultimate goal, or health might be your ultimate goal. You're really interested in your personal nutrition, all those sort of things, and that's why you're watching this. But I thought it might be interesting just to completely whiz you through a few things that I've done and used over the last decade or two, and just see whether they're of interest to you. Right, so the first one, the thing that changed my life in my 30s and really educated me about nutrition, was everything to do with Jason Vale. So in my late 30s, I went on one of the Jason Vale retreats. I read this book, and it taught you how to be free of the food trap, and told you and educated you about all the poisonous things that go into food. So it's not a million miles away from the Zoe concept, actually, and the big topic of today about ultra processed foods. So this was amazing. It made me a total pain in the ass with my friends. Everyone hated me. All I did was drink juice, but I tell you what, I had never felt so amazing in my whole life. I was positive, I was slim, I lost loads of weight, I had loads of energy. I really felt great. It was in my mid-30s. I tried to go back to it at times later on in my life, and I maybe felt better, but I just couldn't engage with it in the incredible way that I did first time round, when it really changed everything. So I'm just saying it, I still every now and again like to juice. I've still got a juice machine, and I still have a rebounder, a Jason Vale rebounder in my garage. Haven't used that for a while though. So anyway, Jason Vale, great. This was a great read if you want to just get into understanding nutrition and what big companies do to kind of hide sugar and things like that and make us eat more. Read this. Okay, that's that. In my late 40s, I put weight on again. Don't know, life happened, that sort of thing, and was inspired by a few friends who had lost a lot of weight on Slimming World. Okay, Slimming World. It was great. I lost 3.5 stone over a couple of years, and I felt great because I'd lost the weight. Did I feel healthy? I don't know. I'm sure you can do Slimming World healthily, but you know, I fell into that trap of having those great little Slimming World bars you could have and trying tricks to keep your fat down, fat in your food down. So I would eat a lot of things that were the opposite of the Jason Vale kind of nutrition. You know, I was eating things with saccharin in and sweeteners, and I probably didn't feel so great. Anyway, this all came to an end when the pandemic started. Not that Slimming World did, you know, there were online groups, but you know, it was just life. Life happened. And during the pandemic, things got really stressful. My job workload actually increased, teaching, what can I say? And it was stressful. So kind of my focus went a bit off patter. So that was that. Then I did try SlimPod for a while. Now that's an NHS app thing, and it's supposed to work like magic. There's hypnotherapy involved. You just listen to this little podcast thing before you go to sleep, and miraculously you're supposed to feel better. But maybe I just didn't do it consistently enough, or didn't engage with the program. It didn't kind of work for me. That's not to say I didn't try, and it's not to say perhaps I wouldn't go back to it. I don't know. I know it's worked miraculously for a lot of people, so that's worth a look at. And then when I left my job, Yvonne and I, who will have our own little channel, we're just working on that at the moment, and we will talk about the books I'm about to show you in more detail. But we started at the very beginning of the year when we both left our jobs and felt a bit more, was this book here. We started with this one. So the Glucose Revolution. I have to tell you, I think it's a really good precursor to Zoe. It's got loads of fantastic hacks in it for controlling your blood sugar and your glucose levels, and therefore giving you more energy, that sort of thing. So the hacks are really straightforward, simple, and I really think that is worth a read, because I think it's kind of hand in hand in lots of ways. So look at that one. And then of course came this one. All right, so Ultra Processed People by Chris Van Tulleken. So this is a great book, and I would say this book is as life-changing as the Jason Vale one was for me in my 30s. Now, it's quite a tricky read, small prints, lots of technical stuff, so I actually went on to audio and listened to it on long car journeys and stuff like that. But it was revolutionary and eye-opening and shocking, and again a fantastic precursor to Zoe, all about nutrition and health and doing the right thing for your body and your mind and everything. So that was a fantastic read. Again, we'll go into this in a bit more detail on our other little vlogs. Now, apart from nutrition, obviously, as I said in the intro, I'm a woman of a certain age, and apparently, just having had a blood test, apparently I am through the menopause, well, or postmenopausal, whatever. Still feel rubbish. So my good friend Yvonne bought me this book. Okay, so this one, How to Power and Thrive During Your Menopause Decade. Now I'm halfway through, and I have to say it is a great read, and you know, there's a lot of information there out about perimenopause, but I think this phase, you know, we're still a bit in the dark. We're like, well, what happens next? You know, your period stop, what happens next? How do you feel? Do I still carry on feeling rubbish with hot flushes and mood swings and everything else? This book will tell you. So this is great. Have a little look at this. And one more thing is I listened to a great podcast the other day, and I just have to look just to remind myself. It is one of the Dr. Chatterjee ones, and he's speaking to Dr. Mindy Peltz and she talks about living in harmony with your hormones. Now, I tell you what, it's a great listen, and even if you're perimenopausal, it's a great listen. So I hope those things help a little bit, and that you can now look into Zoe, prepare yourself for Zoe, see what you think about Zoe, do some reading, and I will tell you a little bit more about it in the next segment, because today is test day. So as I say, today is the beginning for me. Why choose Zoe? Well, Zoe provides you with this test kit that analyses your biological responses to food. It gives you a complete insight into your own body and your microbiome health. Also, it provides you with a continuous glucose monitor. I do have one on my arm. It is just here at the moment, which you put on the night before your test. And they're sort of saying now that these CGMs are a bit like the Fitbit of your metabolic health. Take from that what you will. They also combine AI with data from thousands and thousands of participants, and that generates personalised scores for any food that you eat. The app looks and sounds amazing, and in this part one, I'm just going to really focus on the test day, when you get your kit, what you do, really briefly, because I know lots of other people have gone into that in lots of detail, so you don't really need that too much. But I did really want to focus on the weeks between doing your test and before you get your test results, because I feel a little bit in the dark about what happens now. So I want to just take you through that bit until my test results come, and then we'll take it from there and form a little part 2. So let's start with the test kit. So first of all, we have the blood sugar sensor. As I say, I was kind of a little bit wimpish about this. I thought, oh, is this going to hurt? But I made Andy do it for me, and I didn't feel a thing. So as I say, that is already on. It's on my arm, and you do that the night before you start your tests. Then here are the famous cookies. Now, if you read lots about Zoe, or you've watched other YouTube things, that they were muffins before cookies, and you get 2 packets of cookies. And you know, I'm just going to tell you that I'm not adverse to eating cake or sweet things for breakfast. I can actually do this. It's not a problem for me. But the breakfast cookies, you've got to eat them within 20 minutes. Just 2 of them. I thought, how hard can this be? I love cake. But oh my God, actually, not so great, and you do need the full 20 minutes, but you know, it's manageable. And all I'm going to say to you is the blue cookies were a little bit better. The lunchtime ones were a little bit better than the breakfast ones. So it's all doable. You can do it. Well, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And then after you have your breakfast cookies, or whenever you feel the need, I think you could even do this the night before, you've got to do your poop test. You know, they take you through exactly what you need to do. Not hard. Just got to be done. And finally, you have your blood test to do. And again, I think they used to do like a finger prick test, but now they've got a great little device that's a bit like the glucose monitor thing that just sticks in your arm, doesn't hurt at all. I did get Andy to do that for me, but it doesn't hurt at all. And then I rushed straight to the post office, and it's all been sent off. So I'll tell you what, that was easy peasy. It was quite good to have a day aside just to work out the timings of things. That was quite good. It's taken me, you know, all my focus really today. And we're just going to see how it goes from here.